Well, hello, Midlife Love Mastery members. I'm your host, Jonathan Asley, and I'm so excited to be shooting this short video for you today. It's a morning cup of Jonathan, and today we have our Optimized Life mug. Optimized Life. Have you optimized your life today? God, that sounds so accusatory. I apologize. And this is a t-shirt with a heart, and I don't know what that means. So anyway, our topic today: you like a man with money. You like a man with money problems. Now what? Okay. The other day, one of our members wrote me that she has interest in a man who she says has good character, he has depth, and he has suffered in the area of finances in his life. Some of which was not his own doing. There were medical issues that came up and struggles in his professional life. And when I say by his own doing, I didn't get the sense that he was completely irresponsible with his money and say using women or using people in any sense. And she's concerned about, exploring a relationship with him, which I could totally understand. And it got me thinking that let's put this in reverse. If it was a man who is viewing a woman, I don't think we look at it the same way. Now, that's not to say that we might not have some concerns, but certainly people of means, people with lots of money, may not be as triggered as much as someone who's maybe just living slightly above their, or living just slightly below their means, meaning, in other words, they're getting by, or you can take care of yourself, but you might not feel like you can take some care of someone else. So and I understand why women feel this way, because traditionally and societally, it's always been men are the provider protectors and women are the supporters and nurturers kind of thing. But that's really changed, especially in the last 20 years. Now that women outnumber men in the workforce, and while income equality might not necessarily the same, two people who make $80,000 a year make collectively $180,000 or $160,000 a year. So it's not an income equality. It's just based on who brings in what. All right. So I think it's important to talk about money in the context of relationships. And this is one of the main reasons why I highly recommend getting the book 8 Dates by Dr. John Gottman, 8 Dates by Dr. John Gottman, because one of the significant chapters in there is called The Cost of Love. And it talks about work and money in the context of relationships. And while I'm not going to go into what the book says, I highly recommend you get the book, because this is an important part of a relationship, is finances. So now I have a client who makes $400,000 a year. And when I worked with her, she met a man who had his own business, but the business got, failed because a company competitor just basically bullied him over, and he lost his company. And she now supports the relationship, but she has significant means. And they've worked out an arrangement between them. I share this because you have to kind of look at where you're at in your own life, because it is most likely important to be with someone who at least can take care of themselves. May not need to take care of you, but can they take care of themselves? And that's the question I would ask of myself. Do they seem like they can take care of themselves? And can I take care of myself? If you don't, because you may not look at being able to take care of him and say, you know what, that may not work for me. And that's a very fair thing to say. Just keep in mind that a relationship or a significant relationship is a partnership. And it's about pooling your resources together so you can maybe break this American societal thing that we have, is living beyond our means and investing in one another. I can understand why this can be concerned for our member, and why this can also be scary, because when you give your heart to someone, this really gets tricky. And so before you do that, I once again recommend reading this book for all the different factors of creating a healthy, happy relationship. Because here's the thing: If the two of you share the same values, if the two of you have blendable lifestyles, if he's an emotional grown-up and you've got great chemistry together, then you're going to have to figure out how to work together on this aspect of his life and your life. Because ultimately, what's the most important thing you want in a relationship is the core values together. That's the most important thing. Now, now, here's the thing, ladies. If men are irresponsible or women are irresponsible with their money and they're constantly in debt or constantly struggling, and it's of their own doing, I would just say, you know what? It's probably not a good bet. I'm just sorry. I'm just going to say it's not a good bet. Because when I say the word bet, a relationship is an investment. We're investing ourselves. So I want you to put the odds in your favor. And that's most likely a value issue that you're most likely misaligned. All right, you get the gist of where I'm going. I'm sure you have some comments. I'd like to hear your feedback. Please post a comment below. Let's get a conversation going. This is an important subject that needs to be discussed. And I welcome your feedback. As always, if you find value in the group, please tell your friends about Midlife Love Mastery. Send them to my website, jonathanaslay.com. Have them click the group coaching button so they can get our amazing content. Okay, I guess that was my ego saying it's amazing content, but I'm going to own it. And I'm going to sign off as I always do, giving you a big, gigantic Jonathan Bear hug if I have your consent. Aw, thank you. Wishing you a wonderful day. Thanks so much. Bye now.